Let's do a setup of our Ultimate Bed Sweater Knitting Machine by Bond America. We're going to start by setting up the machine and then doing our initial rows. First, you want a nice stable surface for your machine. So I have this sewing table that I got from Joann's years ago, but there are similar ones on Amazon that you can get. You want it to have a flat edge and you want to make sure the clamps can go on the bottom of it. So your machine comes in two pieces and we need to hook them together. Hooking them together is pretty straightforward. You want to make sure that the needles are facing you or facing the edge of the table like this so the needles can come out. And then the two pieces clamp down together. One has this little edge here like this and an opening. And then that piece will snap on to the other side that has a hole for that piece. So they clamp down together. So you take them and you put them together and then you push down and they kind of click into place like this. Once you have them snap down into place, they should almost look seamless. And then underneath, you want to carefully lift up and you want to make sure they're flat so they're perfectly together. And then they'll see there's this hole. Each of them had a hole, and the two holes should now be lined up together like this. And the reason why you want to make sure they're completely lined up together is because you have a bolt that you put through them. This comes with it. It's a bolt and a nut that comes with it. You're going to undo it and we're going to put the bolt through the hole. So just lift up very carefully and take your bolt and put it through the hole. And mine kind of goes in at an angle. I don't know if everybody's does this, but that's what mine does. It kind of goes in at an angle and then it gets flush. Once I have the bolt through both holes, then I'm going to screw down the nut and I just hand tighten it. Remember, this is a plastic product, so you don't want to over tighten so you do not bust any of the plastic pieces. Once those are screwed down, it's going to look like this. And now we can finish putting on our bed knitting machine onto our table. So mine came with this little pad. It's literally looks like a drawer liner that you could get at Home Depot or any hardware store. Any drawer liner will do. I use it because it does just kind of make it so it doesn't move around. I feel like it gives it a little bit more grip to my table. So I put that down right to the edge. And then I'm going to line up my bed knitting machine right on top of that. And I'm putting the back edge to the edge of the table so that the needles are hanging over. So you want to make sure that the back edge is lined up to your table. And you want to make sure you have a square edge tabletop. If not, I saw you can get a piece of melamine that you could put on top of your table and then attach it down with the hooks. But you want to make sure this back edge is lined up with your tabletop. Next is the optional row counter. If you have a row counter, you can get these also off of eBay. That's where I got mine. My machine did not come with it. And it just clips onto the back. And I'll show that from the side view. You just lift up your machine and that little back lip, it holds down to on like that. Again, you can get these on eBay. Next, now we need to hook down our machine whether you have the row counter or not. And it should have came with these little hooks like this. And so there's two holes, one for each side of the bed. We're going to do the left one first. It doesn't matter which one, but you're going to stick the rod through the hole and you want to make sure it goes all the way back and you want to make sure it goes under the rod of the machine. So see how there's a rod underneath there? It needs to go on top of that, not underneath it. Once you have it all the way down, then we can use the wing nut to secure it into place. And again, you want to finger tighten this. You don't want to overly tighten it so you don't break anything on the machine. So once that's finger tightened to the bottom of your table, now we're going to do the other side. And it's going to be the same thing. There's one hole. We insert the rod, making sure it goes above the rod on the machine, not below it. So it hooks it down. You kind of a little bit lift up to make sure it's in the right spot. Don't lift up too much, again, so you don't break your machine. And then use the wing nut and finger tighten it down. Do not over tighten. Once you have that down, make sure it's secure and you shouldn't really get any wobble. The next is your carriage. Your carriage looks like this, and on the back of it, there are these two little clips right here. There's one here and there's one here. This is what attaches it to your bed knitting machine. So there's a little lip on the back of your bed. Here's the side view. There's the lip right there. And then you're going to take your carriage, and those two little clips go onto that lip, and then you're able to move your carriage back and forth. So this is why you want to be very careful. Those little clips that are hooked to it are very thin, so you never want to pull just straight up, or else you're going to bust them. And so these clips, you put it on at an angle, and then you lift up from the front to get it off of the lip. Never lift straight up so you do not bust them. So here's a side view of your carriage. Again, you have those lips. Here's the lip that they attach to. It's these two back guys right here. You put on kind of at an angle, and then it's attached to your bed knitting machine right here. And then you can move them back and forth. Then to remove, you lift up more from the front and pull it off, never just straight up. Next, now let's do our cast on and do our initial rows. So this is the open cast on using your weighted hem. Weighted hem is this black piece, and it should have came with 4 rods. 2 rods go into each side of your weighted hem. So we need to insert them. So take 2 of the rods, and we're going to put it through the opening here on one side. And you kind of have to open it up a little bit with your finger. It could be kind of stiff. And you put 1 rod through one side, and then I like to flip it over and then put the other one on the other side. Now they are going to overlap in the middle. They're not long enough to go all the way through the length. So you put one on one side, one on the other, and then they overlap in the middle. So you might kind of hit the other rod, so you just kind of move it around in the middle so your second rod can go all the way down, either on top or below the first rod you inserted. Now we take the other 2 rods and we do it on the other side of our weighted hem. So insert this rod right in there, flip it over, and insert our other rod. Now our weighted hem is ready to go once we get them down in there. So the yarn I'm using, it's a Premier Everyday Anti-Pilling Everyday number 4 worsted yarn. Here it is here. It's 100% acrylic yarn. And then this is the elastic thread. You can get this on Amazon if you need more. You also need 2 of the clips. It should have came with some type of clips. Then you're also going to need your cards. You're going to need, just for this, I'm just going to use 1 card, 1 green card, and then the 1 yellow card, which looks like this. So next, put your carriage over to the right-hand side of your machine. We're going to just use 1 card, and we're going to take out, it says it should take out 25 needles. This took out 24, which that will work. 1 card's worth of needles. I always like to double check and count them. That would be 25, but let's use just 24. That'll make it easy. Put our card back here so our needles don't move. Now we're going to attach our weighted hem. So you want to make sure all of our needles are open. So be careful when you check with your finger like I'm doing, because the needles can be sharp, but you want to make sure all needles are open. And now we want to put on our weighted hem. So the weighted hem has this little hole, and that is the center of our hem. And so you want to make sure you make it as centered as possible so it doesn't go lopsided on you. When you're knitting, you want to make sure it's centered in your project, or else it will start to tilt at an angle, and that's what you don't want. So you want to have the weighted hem open to you like this. See how it's open to me, and then you can fold it to me. You want to open like that, make sure it's centered with that hole, and we're going to put it on our needles. So we put it through the needles all the way to the back and just rest the top on your bed knitting machine. Make sure all the needles are open. Sometimes you can catch the little flap guy and it will shut on you. Now we want to get some length of our elastic thread. Cut that off, and we're going to lay that in the open needles. And lay it right there as even as possible. Now take your two little clips and we're going to attach it on each end of our elastic thread to give it some weight. So you just attach it at the end here. Oop, and I hooked it. Unhook that. Just like that. And I'll move the camera so you can see what it looks like on both sides. So you want to make it even and have it hang off like that. So now what we can do once we have our elastic thread in there, we can fold our hem up and over our needles. So now it is resting onto our elastic thread. So our weighted hem is now folded in half. Next, what we can do is push back our weighted hem, which will also take our elastic thread all the way to the back of the machine. Remove the green card and put in the yellow card all the way to the back. And then take your green card and push the needles back to the yellow card. And this is getting it into working position. Make sure all your needles are still open. And if you look here, I'm going to zoom in so you can kind of see the needle butt is resting onto the yellow card. And then you can see the little clip or flap that's open of our needles is resting right on top of the elastic thread. That's what you want it to look like on all of your needles. So now that that's done, now we're going to get our carriage ready and our yarn. So we have our carriage here. We're going to put it on our machine, and we also need to put in a key plate. Now I'm using a number 4 worsted weight yarn. This is a little bit thicker yarn from Premier. It's their everyday anti-pilling yarn. This guy here. So I'm going to use the number 4 key plate. They're all numbered here. And then you see how looks like there's smudges on my key plate. That is from the wax. And every time you go to start a project, you want to make sure you wax your key plate, and this helps the needles move smoothly around all of these areas where they come into. And it depends on the position that your needles are, which way they come in and go out. So you want to make sure you have it all done up. My last project, I used the same key plate, so it already has wax on it, but I'm just going to add a little bit more. And then now we're going to put our key plate into our carriage. So the carriage, the top of it opens up, and there's 2 little clips on the back, and you want to make sure that the flat part is facing up or towards you because the needles go into those grooves. So you want those facing down. And then now we want to close our key plate and put it on our bed knitting machine. So again, you have those 2 clips. Make sure the key plate is facing down, the flat part's facing up. You want to make sure all the rest of the needles are pushed back into non-working position that you're not using. Now we're going to take our yarn, and you can just have the skein sitting on behind your bed knitting machine. I have this little yarn holder that my sister 3D printed for me that works really well, but you want to make sure you have a lot of slack. If you don't have slack, you have any tension, it's going to jam up your needles. So if you ever can't move your carriage, make sure you have a whole bunch of slack of just yarn laying out in front of you. That's the biggest thing that you need. If it looks like it's jammed, usually it's because I need to unwind some yarn. Now we're going to put it all the way into the back, through the yarn carriage, through the eye here. And you want quite a bit of length to start with when you go to do your initial cast on. And so let me just get the camera set so you can see this. I hold the tail end of the yarn. Make sure your needles are all pushed back on the yellow card. Remove the yellow card. And then now you're going to hold this tail end of the yarn as you push the carriage to the left and go kind of slow You want to make sure it catches the needles and it goes all the way across. And now you have done your open cast on using your weighted hem. So next what we want to do is we want to take this long tail and we can put it behind our weighted hem. You can use another clip, or what I like to do is just take the clip that's holding on to the elastic thread and clip both of them together. And now it's out of your way. We don't need the cards anymore, but we want to make sure we have plenty of loose yarn here. So we want plenty of slack. And now we're going to knit our first row. To knit our first row, you pull back a little bit on the back of the yarn from your carriage, because we want to make sure the yarn catches the first needle. So you pull back till it catches. Then I let go, and then you can finish moving the carriage across. And there's our first initial row, or our first real row. I like to call it the first real row. And that's how you go back and forth, is every time you go to start your next row, you pull back a little bit on the yarn so it catches the first needle, whether it's on the right or left side of your project. And then once it catches the needle, you can let go and finish knitting your row. Now, if you do not have a row counter like I do, you can manually count your rows. So you can get the row counter on eBay, but you can count each of these individual rows and you can keep track of it that way as well. I never count this very first row we did for that's attached to our hem. I never count that as part of my rows. So you just want to be consistent if you're going to count that or not. That's up to you. I don't. But it's pretty easy to count the individual rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've done 5 rows so far. And then what you can do is you can get your stitch markers and you can put a stitch marker to keep track of your rows. Now I would probably do 30 or so rows before I put on a stitch marker so it doesn't get in the way of your carriage. And then I usually like to count by 20s. So every 20th row, I'll put a stitch marker. Then at the 40th row, put a stitch marker as well. And then again, just remember, if you decide to count that initial row that you did for the cast on, if you want to use that as your number 1 row or not, just stay consistent if you're doing multiple panels, if you're going to include that or not. And then you can just attach your stitch marker, and then I like to count by 20s, and that's how you can keep track of your rows as well, if you don't have the row counter. And so there you go. There's how you can set up your machine and do the open cast on using the weighted hem, and how to start making or knitting rows using your bed knitting machine. Thank you so much for watching, and happy crafting, everybody. And I hope you found this video helpful.